Hi.
There's one there over there.
There's one here. How are you? Sitting in my corner.
You get to sit in the
Well,
corner?
you must be misbehaving again if you're in the corner. I don't have time to misbehave.
Just act normal, I always say.
Yeah, well, that's good too, right? Oh, shucks. How are you guys?
Good, it's warm in here.
Oh, it feels good. I don't like the cold.
Well, I don't like it hot. My wife does, but
Yeah. Are we gonna get the snow that I think you're talking about?
yeah, it all depends on which way it goes.
I know. That's what you mean, though. They want to know who's here. In Bonnie. Huh? They want to know who's here. Yeah. Shucks.
Good evening.
How are you? Good.
Another night.
Another night. I haven't been to a meeting since December.
Oh, really?
Well, January was too cold for me to come out. February we had a snowstorm.
That's true, we did.
We did.
That was not a very nice night. That took me a while to get here.
Were you here?
I was here.
Oh. And you had farther to come than I did. You were glutton for punishment?
Pretty much.
Aren't we all when we go out?
Yeah, exactly. We all live here, so to some extent we must be.
I know, but.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, it is. It's not good if your bills are. Yeah, that's a good point, Scott. Should probably fix that.
How are you? You brush your umbrella. I left mine in the car. I'm not dressed. It's not gonna wait until we're done.
You don't think so?
And home. 9 o'clock, my phone says, no, wait, 8 o'clock.
Well, let's tell Mike to make this thing move.
I know.
Talk to Mike.
Back to Mike. Yep, 8 o'clock now. So we'll see.
Is it still gonna be warm enough that it's just still liquid though?
Yep,
That's all I care.
snow by midnight.
All right, I can get home before that. Things will have to go real bad if we're still here then.
I hope not.
It's been a while since we had one of those meetings here.
Well, yeah.
They did happen though.
Did it really? I don't remember one that late.
Oh, it's been a while though. That's probably back in like the 2008 vintage. Yeah, we definitely did some 11.
Really?
11 plus.
And I'm sure it was probably
You just repress it. Repress those memories.
on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Self-defense.
Hey, they're really making headway on the bridge over there now.
Are they?
Today. We have the rest of the bridge out. You know, they poured one of the buckets on the house. And the other one will come soon. So, yeah, they're really moving along.
Put it up early.
Well, Jody, when I talked to Jody last, 15th, she said, still on par for November.
Before that bridge is done.
So we'll see. By that time, everybody will be used to like around town.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, not really.
The people on the back road are going to be really happy to get their flag road back.
Oh, I'm sure they will. It's pretty busy.
Yep.
I wonder what will, you know, the reason they waited to do that road was
Yep.
so the bridge was done, well, they couldn't wait that long because it was so bad. So now, what's this added traffic? I mean, because there is in the morning when I'm there.
What do you do?
Yeah, it's a road.
The whole bridge needs to go.
And it did. I mean, it was long enough. It was 12 years? 10 or 12 years in. So it's like, you know, time's now.
Yep.
It'll get done.
Yep, I hope so. Andy?
a lot of it, I think, has to do with, yeah, where the lakes are, because some people you can see around, yeah,
See, those aren't affected at all.
oh, they aren't connected at all.
No, it's just from the top of that.
Oh,
So, yeah, so that's, I don't even know what
So the people out on the street can hear you good. Oh, yeah, they broadcast the signal right, it goes outside.
Oh, that's great. That's it.
chop meeting today,
Okay.
supposed to start raining meeting.
Really?
There, Dave, I did my duty,
You did your part.
I told him.
Don't do it.
I'm just kidding.
Well, she never shows up anymore, so we gotta use her when she's here.
Oh.
I'm listening, I'm just not hearing fine.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking, because it was a point. You can see the water. I don't think I've ever seen one do that with that bad. Stoner. That was pretty good. Yeah. They're about a little, but nothing major out of there, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, there's some cracks. There's some cracks. Brand. I didn't want to like make it. Get it done. Otherwise, you seem to wind a lot of the time. Yeah, I'm saying 4:30.
Hey, how are you? How are things going? Good day? Did you? Oh, did you do it? Hey, sometimes you just gotta do that. I'm sure.
What's that? No, it's not on the hog raffle, because you don't know about it yet. They're printed, he just sent them to me. Yeah, so we have sold an additional ticket for the, so we got quote tickets. I'll show you.
That may be kind of.
They're going to be one at each bank. He's going to bring Monday night so you can see it. One is like a kid's one, and another is a big one. Well, we'll bring that up.
I know.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go somewhere? Maybe you want to autograph a
Oh.
Dave, you're buying a gun raffle ticket.
I am.
And Brad. Yeah, I don't have the tickets, but.
Which is a ticket.
Okay. All right, there, we already got it. Maybe you'll probably win too.
I hope so.
You always win.
I wins twice in a row. Yes.
Yeah. Never forget it, huh?
I'm about to make that three.
The more you buy, the better chance you got.
Yeah, win them all.
So what happens if I win more than one?
Good for you.
Well,
Jamie, did Jamie won twice? I bought like 30 chances at that. I did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I saw it, look, yeah, we can have it.
Yeah, sure. What do people live in, right? Okay, but there should be people in it.
Sure, well, we can still do it, like I did for Berg and all of those. Yeah, but yeah, as far as I know.
You wanna say the pledge as long as you're up?
We gotta wait a minute, don't we?
I'm just trying to save you a step.
Nice. Just to say respect little buddy.
Little buddy had babies today.
That's a type.
Yeah.
He needs that.
I'm being George.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was very true. Joan, any additions or changes?
No changes for the agenda.
We have motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Motion for second. Seconds. In favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Open a public forum. Anyone? Close public forum. Consent agenda. Things, questions? Lauren, question for you. Do you know the number for the SCADA, that 2685?
Yes,
Okay. Let me read that.
that we pay like long distance or whatever for it.
Yeah, we have a phone bill that goes to water and sewer, I'm assuming that's what it's for.
Yep.
I just saw the duplicate number and.
If there's nothing else, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Just real quick, the Joan Kim thing, we increased her pay and everything.
The one thing?
She was all happy with Joan Kim.
Really?
Oh, yes, yep,
Yeah,
we did that.
she was all good.
I think, yeah, sorry, you know.
I'll second the motion.
Great. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
and I will do my best to help after that, as much as I can, with transition.
Yeah, that's, it was bittersweet. I mean, you know, congratulations to you, obviously. You started here in 2015. You have done a lot. And I sincerely appreciate everything. I think we all do. It's been- You're welcome to keep coming to the meetings.
Just for fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, John.
I appreciate it.
Andy, fire departments?
Three of my new guys will be starting on Monday night, as long as they pass their physicals on Thursday night. That's kind of their last little hurdle they gotta go through, so I'm not too worried about that, so I'll be up to a roster of 24 then, starting Monday. Ambulance is ordered. It will be here March of 2023, about a year from now. So I just need to check tonight or tomorrow, whatever you guys, for that $94,000. And then by doing that, that saves us $2,500 by paying half of it. So we had that. We had 6 calls last month, so it was pretty slow, so that's good. 5 medicals, and then 1 was a mutual aid fire call with Melrose. The brush pile's almost burnt. It's taken us a little bit longer, as we're used to putting out fires and not starting them, so we've had some issues with that, but it is getting burnt out there slowly but surely. We've had to turn it a couple times. And whether it's a good thing or not, the fire department took charge, and we are in charge of the parade this year. So it seemed like a good idea when we were talking about it one night, and I don't know, reality's sitting in now, and well, we're going through with it. So yeah, so we're doing that so the parade can continue again after absence of 2 years. And then I think you guys have a paper in front of you guys about a little change we want to make. Lauren can talk about that. He knows more about that.
This is basically, it's just in our bylaws for the Relief Association. Actually, our auditor just seen it. It comes with when you retire and stuff. They had a conflict of, basically, if you started in June and you quit in July, they only use the last half of the year with the way it was worded on the current. So at the bottom one, the proposed, they are explaining the month to month. So it's basically, they're just prorating it by the month. It just makes it easier for the auditors. And they just need approval from council. So we had approved it with the fire department, but Scott had just told me that the state auditors are gonna want city council to approve that we made that change. And this is all their verbiage, so this is how they wanted it written.
So you're just adding what's in it?
And I got it. Yep. And it basically just says a 12-month period, or a month is month to month.
Okay.
So that they will need a motion to approve. So it's in the minutes.
Any motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Did you have a question or discussion?
I didn't know if you were gonna have a question.
I'll second it. I'll take the question, I don't know.
All right, 10 motions, Sarah seconds. All in favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
But other than that, that's all I have.
Do you have a theme for the parade?
What's that?
Do you have a theme for the parade yet?
Country living.
Country living.
So it's kind of left it wide open. So
Could we ask who the new members are, or do you want to wait till?
I want to wait just in case something happens
No,
with their
that's fine.
physicals.
I'll good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thanks.
Lauren, Public Works.
Just a couple things. If anybody mentions anything to you about manholes sinking in the ground or curb stops, they'll come back. There's a couple bad ones out in the industrial park. Put some cones out. We're short a couple cones. They're getting hit. But we'll keep trying until they come back. They should come back and give it a couple weeks. The cars finished doing that mowing over by the water tower. And then, we've never done a sludge testing at our ponds. So, they're talking in the near future, when we get our new permit, they're gonna require us to do a sludge test once every 5 years. Rural water will do it for $600. That's the cheapest you're gonna find it. But it's probably a year out before they could get here. Yes, just asking to see if I should put my name on the list. Can you get on the list?
Can you explain what it is?
Sludge test, it basically tells you how much settlement you've had on the bottom of your ponds. So our ponds are 6 feet deep. Operation is 4 feet deep. So they want to know how much is left in that pond. So without the settlement, we might have a 5-foot pond if it's a foot deep. I mean, we put enzymes and stuff in ours.
What does it tell us? Like, that's what I'm just curious.
It tells us how much operating room we have in our pond.
Okay.
Because you never want your pond to be under 2 feet. So if it's only 5 feet deep, my operating is 3 feet, basically.
We
So
have
I
to have a
lose.
specialist test this for us, for that.
What's that?
So we have to have a special test.
Well, yeah, so they go out and the way they do it now is like sonar type thing. They drive a little, it's like a jet ski boat that reads the bottom of your pond depth. And it can read through that to see where it is. And
So just not, is it required, or what do we?
as of right now, it's not, but they're going to put it in our permits. Once we get our permit, I don't know what our new permit says yet. I haven't gotten a new permit. But then it's just gonna be, the way it sounds, they're gonna put it in our new permits that you're just gonna have to do it. I don't know if it's in our new one yet. But, in all honesty, it's just a good thing to know. But, I'm not saying it's not gonna happen this year, I guarantee you that. Because their waiting list is long, because every town is having them do it because it's cheap. But that's up to you guys.
I don't know anything about it.
I would
I
recommend.
mean, I guess I'm just, if we're just checking depth, like, we haven't had a specialist come up and do it. We can't just, Dave, fill me in here,
You don't want to. You don't want to.
Well, not me, obviously.
You know, even to have Lauren go out there with a stick to see how much sludge is at the bottom, he would be out there for days doing it just because there's no good way to do it without the equipment. To purchase the equipment would be crazy for us to do a once-a-year test. We've done it for people, and I can tell you it's got $600, so. It's something that I would like to know, just so we know what kind of capacity is in the pond.
No, I mean, I guess I get that.
It's never been checked in the 20-some years or 30-some years since the ponds were built. Eventually, as we get closer to capacity, it's gonna make a big difference. Next permit's out in 2023, if we're at least a year out on the list, it makes sense to get on the list.
Yeah. Can't speak to what I don't know about. Okay, two motions? We need them.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, motion, do you have a second?
That's second.
Motion and second, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Lauren, anything else?
Yeah, the last thing is the Freeport wastewater treatment plant received an operations award from MPCA, and I have that sitting over here.
Which we think that.
What's that? Well, that's what we call it. We have a water plant and we have a treatment plant.
Well, good.
Oh, good.
Good. Make the order.
Other than that, I got nothing.
Good deal. Thanks. David?
I'm happy Lauren mentioned his award because otherwise I was going to if he didn't, because it's pretty cool to be recognized by the state. It means that we're in good standing with them. That means if something does go wrong, we get the benefit of the doubt.
No, we need a sludge test.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's just a prudent thing to do. I think nobody's gonna miss that $600 as far as the benefit it can give us.
So there you go.
All right, well, I won't be quite as easy on you as Lauren, as usual. Yeah, so nothing you're surprised about. 2021 project, Lauren has talked to a few of the neighbors over there about finishing out the last corner that we talked about in the past. Without naming names, we have one strongly for, I don't care how much it costs. We have one that says it's going to be a wonderful benefit and I'll deal with the cost, and we have one that says whether you do it or not, I don't think I'll get any benefit out of it. So I'd say 2 for and 1 either indifferent or probably not loudly against, but maybe mildly against. It's gonna up their assessments and let them know that. So it's just up to us, up to you guys whether you want to proceed with that or not. It's gonna be a net cost to the city of about $45,000.
What's the, I know we talked about this.
Mhm.
What are the dimensions of it again, like roughly block by?
It's about a block and a half or so.
I mean, if you're doing the whole area, so that it's all done.
And we're tracking right on budget, so we haven't had any major overages or anything like that. So as far as that goes, we probably have some contingency money left that we don't plan on to begin with. So,
And that's your hood.
Well, that's what I'm not saying very much.
Oh,
I would speak like right where right next to Tim's house is where all the big equipment was. That road got beaten up pretty hard.
There, we'll call it cat tracks. There is a lot of cat tracks in the car. And some would have to be done. Not that I'm bringing out my camera. But, and just to pass this up and down, just sweep back and forth. I mean, that's not, I don't know how they would finish something here. They'd almost have to retar. I mean, there's water that small mallards could swim in.
Yeah.
So it almost has to get fixed some way.
yeah, in the end, there are things we can do to take care of that little spot here and there. But is this the right fix? Sure. Like I said, the only reason we didn't do it in the first place is because we knew it was all ineligible costs that we were going to pay from. So, but if we decide that it's worth it, because like I said, we haven't had any major overruns. I mean, it fixed the neighborhood, so it's all done. There's nothing to be said for that. We're bringing a curb on one side, just on the side of the houses, not on the interstate side.
well, like Lauren said, I mean, they were parking equipment there. I mean,
Yeah.
so what happens 3 years from now
Big years.
if there is a failure, then we're gonna run heavy equipment back over
The new stuff.
all right.
Yep, so I mean, in the end, it's probably the right fix, but again, like I said, we have some quiet opposition, we'll call it, but I don't think it's gonna be a major deal.
Any thoughts? Do you just need direction, or do you need a motion to do it?
Make the motion, it's worth it, just to make sure it's on the record, but again, it'll just be a quantity revision, it won't even be a formal change order, so I mean,
that's not an issue with,
No, USDA is on board.
I'd make that motion.
Jake motions? Seconds?
I'll second.
Sarah seconds. All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye.
I might abstain.
There you go.
7th and 8th Street, I have plans and specs ready to go. So that one, it is a matter of having you guys approve the resolution approving plans and specs and going out for bid. I'm going to bid it both with an alternate for the stabilized base like we talked about last meeting and the regular plan that we have.
Okay.
We'll see how the costs come in.
And then you're doing the same software bid thing? Okay.
Yep, it'll be, it's an easy one. Local funded projects are a lot easier like this, so. Yeah, so unfortunately, with the way the calendar falls, we won't get bids before our April meeting. But if we want to have a special meeting after that, what I'll do is, once we get our low bidder, I'll chat with them and see when they want to start. If it isn't until after our May meeting anyway, then we'll just let it go. If I need a special meeting, I'll get a hold of somebody at City Hall, and whoever that might be. And we'll make something happen, so.
Okay.
So, yeah, the resolution was your packet.
How quickly will that project, or how quick can that project be done? I'm just kind of,
Like timeline, once they start work on it,
yeah,
honestly, I'm not gonna give them much more than like 3 weeks.
okay.
I'm not going to tell them when they have to start, but they have, once they start, they have 3 weeks, or I'll run those numbers and see exactly what that time period is. But it's not gonna be where they can open it up and wait all summer to fix it and it'll be done. So, yep. Yeah, absolutely.
I know ductile water line is 3 months out.
At least. Actually, Dr. Watt, thank goodness we're not doing any piping over here, but yeah, there are a lot of projects on, from like 7th and 8th. If we got hydrants or something like that, I wouldn't promise you we'd get them done this year. But thankfully for all those rock and asphalt stuff, that's been better behaved. It's all local.
Okay. We have a motion to move that forward.
I'd be adopting resolution 2207. Leading plans and specifications.
I'll make a motion on resolution 2022-072.
Tim motions,
Yeah.
second.
I'll second.
All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There you go, Dave.
The last thing on there, we're gonna call it the Weldy Final Edition to get the, name and convention out of our conversation here, because it's actually the 4th edition, third already been done out, but everybody wants to call it third, including myself, so that's not a big deal. So the thing about this that makes my memo a liar is I forgot to attach Exhibit K. So that makes it a lot harder for you guys to review it.
Yes.
It is the amendment to that 80.
All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There you go, Dave.
The last thing on there, we're gonna call it the Weldy Final Edition to get the, name and convention out of our conversation here, because it's actually the 4th edition, third's already been done out, but everybody wants to call it third, including myself, so that's not a big deal. So the thing about this that makes my memo a liar is I forgot to attach Exhibit K. So that makes it a lot harder for you guys to review it.
Yes.
It is the amendment to that 80-page contract that you guys signed for the USDA project that says we're gonna add welding on. And it is, I think I had estimated 350,000 or something like that, and I got it down to 280, I think. So that's what it's for. If you want to wait to approve it until next month, until you can actually see it, go for it. If you want to just let me know, tell you that it's under budget and it's under where we said it would be, USDA approved it, so it's up to you guys. I'm gonna start on it either way.
We have you recorded, so.
Yep.
I'll make the motion to approve Exhibit K.
Jake motions, second.
I'll second.
Second. favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Thank you, I looked to see if I could blame it on our outgoing clerk, but I definitely didn't send it to her, so. Not that it was all down to me.
Wow.
I was really hoping I could, but no last shots at Joan. No. That is it for me this evening, thank you.
Thank you. Well, just wait, you're not done.
Well, I'm not done yet.
I'm sure not.
Well, I'm sure I'll have more to say.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Scott, anything?
No, nothing new to report.
See how that works, Dave?
I just said you make me look bad, Scott.
All right, on to old business. Building inspector. Joan?
Yes, so we invited Jeff Howe with Code Consulting Professionals and people from Inspectron to come. So do we have, I see Michael.
And I'm Mark.
Mark, okay. And then do we have Jeff, are you Jeff Howe? Okay. And are you with Jeff?
Yeah, I'm Mitch Howe.
Mitch, okay. So these are the building inspectors I've talked to. And right now we have Michael as our inspector at the moment. Yeah. So what we asked them to do is bring, or talk about fee schedules, and just, I guess, present your proposal.
Well, we would suggest to you that the city would adopt a fee schedule, so, and actually be in control of it, so you would know. This is what we would propose. We would actually help you adopt that fee schedule if you need to. But we currently contract with the city of Wake Park, and we office out of Wake Park. We have I'm the building official. Mitch here, my son, is a limited, he's a certain building official limited. He can do all the residential stuff. He will.
And then I also have some fire inspector volunteer with the state. I spent some time with St. Cloud Fire Prevention on the commercial side, doing a commercial fire inspection. So I offer that knowledge along with the residential certification for the building official limited. So that's what I can offer with.
And hopefully here he gets his becomes a full building official soon. But I started with the city of St. Cloud as a firefighter, was a fire marshal there, crossed over to Wake Park and became their building official fire marshal in 2001. I retired there in 2011, and then they hired me back as a contractor in 2014. I actually started my own business as Code Consulting Professionals back in 2007 and had some contracts. So we've been doing it a long time. We also have another guy that helps us do inspections that retired out of the fire department. So. And we would be able to do, if you contact us, we could contact us. We require a 24-hour notice, otherwise we should be able to meet whatever requirements there are. As far as coming out, the contractor calls us on Monday, we could be there on Tuesdays.
How often do you bill? Like,
Well, that's up to you.
per job, or like?
No, what we would do is, we could either do monthly or quarterly, whatever suits the city. That doesn't make much difference, however you would prefer to do it. But it would be, whether you would like it monthly or whether you would like it quarterly, that's not a big deal.
I just remember looking through this and we got two different bills for what was it, half a year or?
Well, right, we asked for two bills, and the one apparently was sent in August, which I never received. So I guess it never got to me to get in, so that was on our end, the city's end. And then I literally just received the last half. So.
would or could one set up a thing that, let's say, and I'm just picking days on a day. Yeah. Tuesdays and Thursdays, generally somebody would be here, but somebody from the city could call and say, there isn't really anything, so you don't need to come.
As in Tuesdays and Thursdays are pretty much reserved inspection days, and are you saying somebody would call into the city and see if there's anything for that day? Is that what you're
Or
saying?
you can have somebody on site Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Have somebody on site too. Mondays and Fridays, just for anything, that pick a day or two out of the week that could be sort of designated. Or is it easier just to call and you're here the next day?
I think for me, I think it's easier just to call us when we show up.
Okay.
I mean,
Sure.
and somebody could let us know if there's plans to pick up.
Yeah, yeah.
Permits to review, we could make it so we'll stop in, on Tuesdays and Thursdays to pick up plans and stuff. We could schedule it like that, so we're here 2 days a week to pick up stuff, and if somebody wants to meet us, they can meet us when we pick up plans and permits. That would, if somebody wants to talk to us, that would probably work, otherwise they can just call us and we'd show up.
John, how would that work? Like, would that be beneficial? Like, you see more of that on a day in, day out.
The calling, you mean?
Yeah.
That actually probably works pretty well, to be honest. We don't have a ton of activity all the time. So, especially coming from Wake Park, to have them come every Tuesday, Thursday, you probably wouldn't need to. So I guess I like the idea of just, if we could call them and then they could be here the next day. I think that would work out just fine.
We'll put our phone number, they could actually just call us and
Sure.
schedule us to show up at their construction site.
Sure.
We wouldn't even have, it would actually take city staff to handle that. They would just call
We don't-
us, we would do our own schedule.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of volume, so I think that works just as well for Freeport.
And Mitch, so you mentioned fire inspection portion of it.
Yeah.
So like,
So along with certain services, you have fire inspections through, well, you can do fire inspections like business inspections and fire safety stuff, but that's usually in addition and a complaint base, if somebody has an issue as far as that. Or there's also just fire inspections through construction, sprinklers, fire alarms, and that's what I usually did for St. Paul Fire. And that's what I meant by that.
For Wake Park, we do their building inspections and plan reviews and stuff. We also do their fire inspections. They also have a housing inspection program, and we do that also.
okay, so like
Rental inspections, we do all that. So, but we don't offer the rental housing inspections. We don't offer that unless we have the building inspections, because it's kind of a loser for us. It takes a lot of time, and it's, doesn't pay well.
To bring up fire things, so if we have fire inspections, we have some maybe not as favorable parcels in the city of Freeport. And in the event you go over there and say, this is not good, and they get a bunch of paper, is there a lot of teeth in that? That they would have to do something? Or they will be
Well,
how the judge.
The fire code is, violations of the fire code, they usually end up being a misdemeanor, but we end up going over here to the city attorney for enforcement on it, so that's how that would work. But yeah, there's the, but you should adopt, you have to adopt the fire code along with the building code, so you have a fire code adoption, and then we talk with that. You talk with that case. So it just depends on that cafeteria plan you really want to do. Right.
You usually attend to the life safety stuff first, and then work your way down as far as the violations.
So you make a comment here, you've reviewed the permit fee structure, it's fair, but it's behind current rates.
I will say that when you look at the state is way up there. If you look at $1 million building, currently right now, you'd be probably $2,600 less than what they would be right in that vicinity. A little over $2,000 somewhere in the vicinity, that they would take more than in permit fees than what the city of Freeport would take.
So what do most cities do, state standard?
A lot of them do, a lot of small cities stay just underneath the state standard, but a lot of them go right up to the state standard. I don't recommend doing that, but, yeah.
Okay.
But that's why it should be, in my viewpoint, it should be a city decision, not our decision. I think that's, because when somebody calls to complain, you folks should be in control. Been a former city council member, it's better for you guys to be in control of the structure than us.
So what does that compare to what we currently have?
Yeah, what is our current, or what is our current, like, I don't even,
It's a schedule that, Mark Hart had come up with, that he updated a year or two ago maybe, that we use a spreadsheet, we plug in the numbers and it calculates for us, so I don't have the.
because I was gonna say, because he never gave us anything that night, did he? It was just based on,
He sent it to me after the fact.
okay,
Probably, yeah. I have a spreadsheet that he gave me, but it probably wasn't ever brought to the council to look at.
So is that the same spreadsheet that we use with?
Yep, we're still using that now.
Yeah. About a month ago, I got that contract proposal with Joan and a fee schedule that we use across the board. And it's been accepted around our jurisdictions. Right now, we have 31 jurisdictions. We have 8 building officials, 2 limited officials, and a fire marshal on staff. If you were to call the state fire marshal's office and say, who's our fire marshal designated for you? Right now it's us, because you're on the list. That just means we would come up here and do, if you have a commercial building going in, or an apartment building going in, you would have sprinkler systems, standpipes, all that kind of stuff, exit lighting. That's what we would do the plan reviews on with our fire marshal and do the inspections. So that would be what we would do for fire marshal service. We don't step on a fire department. In fact, we ask them to come in and be there with us, so that way they know what we're looking at. So, but like I said, Joan has all that already, so I didn't bring anything with because it's been here. The fee schedule is, like I said, across the board with everybody we do, and it can be revised if you wish. So it's not written in stone. Well, we've been in business for 31 years already. Ron Wasman started the company. And now that he's a little older, I'm taking over the company for him. And we also bought out Kimball, Richmond, Rockville, Munson, and then brings us right up the corridor all the way to Osage. Michael's the boots on the ground out here. Mike Wallen is our building official that takes care of those 4 jurisdictions, 5, 6 of them now, down by St. Cloud, but can be here in 20 minutes. If you called me at 7 o'clock tonight and asked on my cell phone and said, Mark, I need you up there tomorrow, I'll drive the 2 hours from Prescott, Wisconsin, and be here tomorrow. And you can ask anybody that, I've been called at 4 in the morning. So, it just happens. So, it just makes sense for us to be, when we're driving through here, from Avon to Melrose, at any given time of day, stop in here if you needed us. So,
So you service communities up and down
yes,
94?
Yep.
Well, that might be a lot.
yeah. And we have our office in Wade Park, which is just a satellite, because Mike Wallen actually works out of St. Joe City Hall, because we have office space there too. And our main office is in Rosemont, which makes it sound like big city. I go through 2 lights and I'm standing in a cornfield. And all of our building inspectors, we have one that came from a book background, the rest of us all came from being out there working. So we bring all that knowledge in, and we bring all that small town feeling, because that's where we still live, because we like it that way. We don't like to be asked. We know we have to enforce the code. We know we have to find provisions in the code to make a project work before it doesn't work. We like to do that. We don't like to have a project stop or stall. We know we have to do what the state says, but we have to figure out a way to get it done where everybody wins. And I'm not necessarily talking about state on it. So, I do get in arguments with them quite a bit. Well, there are a lot of discussions. I think that's what my mother used to call them.
Thoughts? Questions? I guess me personally, I guess I would, maybe this isn't, well, it's only March. I guess I would like kind of look at this and look at what their schedule is, like side by side, where they just like, just for a little bit of extra time to make sure that we've gotten this far already, so what's one more month kind of thing.
Yeah, we're delegated to
Right.
keep going until.
Right, so like
something's done.
we have coverage that way just for.
You have coverage as long as you need it, really.
Yeah, and that's kind of what, just my thought is where.
And we'd actually like your attorney to go over the proposed contract too, because there is going to be verbiage that probably needs to be changed that helps out the city of Freeport. And it's not, it's just because I can't spell well sometimes. Or I put the wrong word in.
Did you say you dropped that off?
I handed it right to you.
I've only received, as far as I know, I've only received that form to, designate you as like a building official.
Well, that was the first one,
Yeah.
because I made that trip that day and shot the I can't even get into my computer right now, I can resend it to you though. I can't do it till next week because I'm in Alex all week, so I'll get it to you next week.
I don't know, that's just for my comfort level, that, or to make sure that we're making it.
Yeah.
I guess,
Well, it's a big decision, so you shouldn't rush into it, so take your time. You got questions, call.
that's what, appreciate both of you, all 4 of you guys coming up and being here for this. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. This is a world that I personally hope that you two are the closest thing to do. For sure.
I mean, I'd like to see that, you know.
I should bring up too that we just implemented a brand new software, which you're already into for now. You can go to our website, which will be on these cards. I think it's on it, should be. And you can see what our online permitting software looks like. And what I will have to do if you decide to go that route and use it, I'll have to come up here and show you how to get into it. It's very simple, but you still would like to have, you know, a little bit of knowledge on how to get into it. So that would eliminate, especially if you have somebody come that's a little bigger, a big project comes in, they'd like to do it all electronically. So we have the capability of doing that.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. A lot. I don't think one more month is gonna hurt us, so it'll be. Let's just look it over.
I'm going to use all that.
Yeah.
Like everybody else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. You bet. And then if you need a copy, please get a hold of it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your time, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, old business number B, hiring a clerk treasurer. Any second thoughts?
No. But we had offered the position to someone else and they had second. Well, their company kept this. So I guess it's just to talk about how you guys want to see, repost the job or that kind of thing.
After the last two rounds of this, I don't know that I'm a big proponent of reposting. Just because. So I guess the question for Mr. Demick, if we can appoint somebody to the position, can we not?
Yes, you can.
I guess being that this is pretty fresh here in the last 36 hours, I guess for me, I would like to just think about this, on how to go about this, I guess, a little bit. I mean, it's not, if we have to call a special meeting, call a special meeting. Right? I just with the last two rounds of this, and the first one that we went through, and then this last round, it's like, not that there weren't qualified people, but not qualified for Freeport. Maybe the right way. I don't know what the right way to put it is, but it was
Not a good fit.
not a good fit. I mean, it's just, that's, thank you. So I don't know, I guess I would like kind of the process a little bit on the right thing to do if it's thinking about going agency route.
Right, I was just gonna throw things out. I think some kind of an agency might, something to look at, I have no names, but to look at, maybe those people that they represent are actually looking for a clerk job, not just trying to get a bump in pay where they are.
Right.
I think that's a thing. Also, to contact some accounting firm who maybe could do some intern of keeping
Well,
books going.
well, like when we appointed Adri, Schlenner Leonard took the payroll side of things. And,
Okay.
like, I'm pretty sure and Joan, they're familiar with us.
Yep.
Okay.
They are, they
That
are,
should.
they're auditors currently, but they can also do that kind of work too, at least they did at the time.
So I mean, I'm just thinking we should reach out to them
At least get them.
and say, what can you offer us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, because we're gonna have, no matter what happens, we're gonna have some
Oh,
crossover
yeah,
here.
you bet.
I mean, unless somebody's.
We can
tomorrow
find
showing up.
somebody, on the 14th. I don't think so, but I might be wrong.
Well, yeah, for the 14th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my biggest question is what are we gonna do in the interim until we do find a permanent? And is that, reaching out to some sort of like a town?
Well, and that's where in a couple of calls here today, there are, retired clerks out there that,
Okay.
just on an interim basis,
Yeah.
just tried to, contact them to see what's happening.
Sure.
So just trying to find something for the short term that can get us by until we can
Sure.
get our feet under us a little bit. But yes, so then the winter portion of it. But yeah, I think it'd be worth, since you're talking to them anyway, if that's a possibility, just to see once if.
So they would take care of choosing payroll, do they do all the writing checks and our books, or just
I'm not sure what all they can do. I know back in the day, we had them doing just payroll, so they ran the payroll checks, and then they did all the, paying taxes for us, all that, payroll taxes. I think that was mostly what they took care of, so it wasn't a lot, maybe they do more than that.
Well, we would have a bill, there's gonna be a water sewer billing cycle.
Yeah,
That
yep.
type of thing. Well, touch base with them and
See what they recommend.
what is their offering? Which maybe, I don't even know if we could come to that conclusion, short term or long term.
And how much your permanent clerk.
Mm-hmm.
And so far as, finding like a retired interim,
Yeah.
I mean, there is precedent for that right here in Freeport. I mean, it was a while ago now, but I can remember, one of your clerks got called up to active duty, and there was, it's kind of an open-ended, how long are you gonna be gone, and when they come back, they're supposed to have their job, and the city.
He was from Sauk Center,
Gentleman, yeah, the guy that was experienced with, and was willing to come in as an interim, until that resolved. So, as long as they're out there, and, I don't know what the network is to try to find these people, the city's done that before. We've got an interim.
Maybe the NCAA has information on that.
I
Is that who you?
I already looked them up too, and they have a list of all of the recently retired members. That could be an option. It's just that I can't do it while I'm driving. And then the other part is finding out which ones are local or more local.
Yeah, understandable.
So I guess-
we wanna just create I'm not sure, create a special council meeting. We could gather this information, and I'm just speaking for myself,
we're gonna have to
in 3 days or 4 days.
I mean, I think.
I'm probably babbling, but I'm,
Well, how about-
that type of thing.
How about, we let it marinate for a day? And then figure out, and then maybe it's Friday or maybe it's Monday for a special council.
Sure.
Or something, just to.
No, but as long as we
Oh, yeah.
can try to do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
kind of thing, yeah,
That's
that,
this is on the have to do list.
yeah.
Yeah, we can't show up for our April meeting, we won't have any
We don't have
agenda.
It'll be a really quick one, yeah.
Really quick.
So yeah, if we can just let it. There. But yeah, the Schlenner winter thing would probably be important, seeing what else they offer.
Yeah.
And then whatever I find out from phone calls today, I'll route it through Joan and then she should contact.
Awesome.
Great.
So we'll get that one more meeting with Joe.
We need to have one more meeting with Joan for sure.
Okay, perfect.
We all good with that for the game plan for the day?
Yeah, no,
That's how I plan on it.
I'll only go first, and then Joan will go, I was just a fool, I was just kidding.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming.
I know.
Okay, new business. Tom and Charlie?
Shortly.
Maybe the
The number one thing I got, I lived the other side of the radiator shop.
Yep.
Is, there was 2 other cats last spring, then they had 8 babies. Other cats are gone. And they're over in my yard spraying along the house to their territory. I have to use urine spray
They're on the deck,
decks and
the
the,
front door, the back door.
and you know how a storm door is, it's got the piece underneath? And the, the screws?
Oh.
That he has there, and when you open that storm door from the inside, that urine smells so bad, I just get an ice cream pail full of urine soap and just pour it on there once in a while.
Something needs to be done.
Yeah,
I know.
because they're breeding now. How many are we gonna have next fall, all winter?
Before next fall.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of wildcats in?
Yeah, more or less, but he feeds me up and stuff. He goes down by Dwayne. Dwayne has told him, he won't talk to me. Dwayne has told him, you can't have all them cats, you gotta get rid of them. He just goes,
It's
a lot of stuff.
It isn't that we want to make trouble.
No.
It's just that I can't deal with the smell and
It's a lot. Sprays.
Yeah. So half of it, there was 8 of them, I don't know if there's that many left, because they're running.
well, I'm sure there is.
If half of them are females, that means 16 more cats. I mean, there's the whole, running around. I know he's hard to deal with, you guys have been dealing with him for years. When I moved here almost 4 years ago, I was told that they're gonna clean the place up and stuff, and they're still there.
Send the fire marshal over, huh?
Yeah, when you're talking about inspecting,
We don't do cats.
I got another problem. If you inspect commercial buildings, the inside of that one needs dynamite. When he burns fire once in a while, if I'm outside, I can't even get air, that yellow smoke and everything else. If anybody's ever looked, if you can even look in the door, it's piled with plastic and paper that high, can't even walk through it to get to the back. If that started on fire, you might as well just leave it burning.
Do you have any advice for us? I'm gonna say, I can send myself over there with a light.
I'm making notes, and there's a few things I'd like to follow up on before making any kind of firm recommendations. I did, anticipating that this would came to town early while it was daylight
stop and get out and look in the window, but just, yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there, and, yeah, there's a couple of cats lurking around that dashed in there when the car went by, so.
We have a little history that maybe could be used here.
You have a good issue?
History.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you and
Oh.
everybody needs a friend.
You know, because that old Eagle building in the back, the front yard is full of wood and all kinds of junk too.
I wonder what, I guess I haven't been around the building, I wonder what the backside looks like.
Well, there's an old nurse better sitting back there for years, I mean, probably.
Well, since we've been there,
It doesn't look any better from the back.
No.
The only reason I see the cats out breeding and everything else, because I haven't done anything for a month because we have to have a shoulder operated on, so it gets worse. So I'm sitting there with a picture window and I see it all day. Maybe that's why, but no, the smells then are all winter, all in all.
That's not fun. Do you like dogs?
I had a dog who died, always had a dog.
Our dogs. Three of those days over there.
Well, if I had the dog I had, the cats wouldn't even come in the yard. If they did, they wouldn't be here anymore.
Well, if you can give us a little bit of time, let's see what we can come up with for a plan of action and try to, I mean, it's not awesome news that you want to hear tonight, but at least.
Well, no, we're glad to bring it here.
Yeah, no, and we appreciate it, and it's probably been the elephant in the room that we haven't talked about here for a while. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's the first thing we knew, heard was when we moved.
Before I bought the house even, just checking around the neighborhood, yeah, they're gonna have to clean it up.
God, and it was, when, I mean, you've been there 4 years now?
Yeah.
In July it'll be 4 years.
That was pretty close.
Before that is when the guys got up.
15, 16.
The other thing I had, the property across the road from that, who's it belong to? Or who takes, I mean,
What, on the south side of the highway, or the road?
yeah, south side of the old highway.
To my knowledge, that would be owned by the state of Minnesota. Be the, they would call it, I believe, like the railroad corridor. Now it's MnDOT polices it. I know that for a fact. But there really is, nobody's in charge of cutting lawn.
Yeah,
We
we
just-
just do it, we live,
Right, you
I
do
was
it,
told
you
from
like
Mark
to look
Littler,
at it.
and, the only thing, if Laura, if you have some extra ground where they make them tracks, sometime,
Yeah.
when they were working on the streets, the electric, they come out right across from my place, and it's kind of hard, tracks that deep with them trucks. You know, right close to the road, they end up at a path. It's kind of hard to cut grass.
So you're saying if we got the whole filled in,
Yeah,
we would
yeah,
still take care of that?
yeah, I mean, I cut the whole 2 blocks in there.
Sure. Gotcha.
We should ask a state rep for it,
You know. Found the furniture, we have to.
Or the other neighbor.
No, I meant for one more cut the grass.
So what is that, like, so when it comes up, like on Onyx, it comes up as Minnesota government lands. Is that state, oh, I mean, it's obviously some government, I mean, so which entity of the state
Well,
is actually in charge?
but then they take care of the trail too, but they only go so far on each side of that trail, or?
But now the trail's county, right?
Or it's been that MnDOT.
And
schedule blows it off, I see them driving through with the blowers.
Are they the ones that, when they level it off for the snowmobiles, is that county too?
No, that's
Snowmobiles.
Snowmobile Association.
Snowmobile Association,
Association,
local clubs, yeah.
because when somebody was trimming the trees just towards the path that time, I went up there and I says, "Well, you're doing that, can you cut all them suckers along the bottom?" He said, "No, I wasn't told to do that, I can't do that," so. You know, I thought maybe, you know, with two trees here.
on those trails. What's that?
I think the county runs this one on state property. But yeah, half the, like the one that goes along 23 is county, or DNR.
You know, last year I was able to get all the weeds were so dry, I got the whole bit south far.
Well, the trail thing, I don't know what we can,
We do appreciate you
yeah,
I
I mean,
I just thought we had some ground to dump someplace, something rather even break it if I can or
Figure's not gonna be doing
something.
Yeah, and that was, I think that's almost the same pattern they used from our street, people were driving down the trail and then cutting across there too, because you couldn't drive down our street when they were doing the project. So it got used pretty good.
But, you mean we're right down there? What made the tracks is duals from the electric trucks.
Yeah, and I know a gas truck went down there one day.
But they're gonna be in there again, next year to replace them poles all the way along the highway. They're gonna go up through there again.
along the old highway there?
Yeah, they got stakes all along there, and then they come up to I got a pole in my yard, and then it goes up across by the trail. They staked that out all last winter. Stakes are all tipping over now, because you put them in the snow, I think. Well, thank you for hearing me. For us.
Well, the trail thing, I don't know what we can,
I'll find some blackberry. I just like it when the people cut it, it looks nicer.
yeah, it looks awesome.
It really does, it looks very nice.
Everybody along that
Does,
Well, even the visitors that come and say, well, who does all that? They're shocked that the neighborhood
the
does.
neighborhood does it.
You know, that was the first thing I heard before we even moved in the house. We were patient shopping. Mark says, by the way, he come over, he says, by the way, we all cut the grass across the road from our house.
By the way,
We like the neighborhood, we like Freeport real well.
all right, so we'll work on the cat thing, and the radiator shop thing.
Sorry you have to deal with it.
Oh, no. But, is there any blackbird coming up yet from any of the street stuff, or is that all spoken for now?
We could probably find something to fill that in.
You just want to keep that on the back burner for the spring? That way you can heal up, and then you have two shoulders.
Well,
Sorry, but
if it goes where it's supposed to be 6 months, it'll be able to sling maybe. They're gonna replace the word metal.
well, thank you guys.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate your patience with everything as well. Next item, resolution 2022-05, establishing precinct and polling place.
So I don't know if you've seen this in the news, it's kind of a formality that after they've redone the districts, we have to kind of just officially approve this polling place. So thankfully, we're small and we just have one polling place. So that's all it is.
We have a motion for resolution 2022-05.
I'll make the motion.
Jake motions. Sarah seconds. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item, resolution 2022-06, joint powers agreement.
Yes, and I don't know if maybe Scott wants to help explain.
We have one now. Apparently it's expiring. PCA was calling and the courts are also part of it, and, you know, they're, wanting us to renew the agreement. And really what it comes down to is for, you know, the law enforcement in the community, which is, you know, the sheriff and your prosecutor, which is the county attorney, you know, to do their job, they have to have access to the court records and the BCA records. And I think they're both, you know, asking for this agreement, and what it's coming down to is they just, that you're gonna use that information for legitimate purposes only. And, you know, if you, God, it was several years ago, I think there was reports in the news where it sounds like folks were, you know, sheriff, police stations, guys with too much time on their hands were kind of logging in, looking up people's driver's licenses and passing information around, that had nothing to do at all with any case they were working on. They were just snooping and then sharing. And so I think that's what's driving a lot of this, is that, yeah, we're gonna let you have access to this for, you know, job-related actual work only. And if you abuse the privilege, we can cut you off. So it's like, yeah, I didn't see anything. It's just, you know, adopt a resolution that allows Mike and Joan to sign the agreements and send them in, and we probably won't hear about it again for another 5 years. Unless, well, the sheriff is on Freeport's time, he's sitting in the squad running, his neighbor's, so, on the computer.
All right. Motion set 2022-06.
I'll make that motion.
Any motions? Sarah seconds. All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll say.
Jay seconds that one.
Trying to give you your.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Jeff, Mitch, thank you guys very much.
I appreciate the count. Right. I didn't have that. I don't think we have. Oh, we don't have that.
I'm glad the weather was a lot nicer. So you actually,
No, I got one.
You can unplug that from